What's up, everyone, and welcome back to our Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch. Today's episode is Kidnapped, and it's been a long time since we've recorded one of these. They've been coming out sporadically, but, we watched this episode months ago, so to real quick re-jog our memories, this is the episode where Togrutans are kidnapped by Zygerrian slavers and Count Dooku. So Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Anakin go to their planet Kiros to negotiate. There's a Zygerrian there who negotiates with Obi-Wan. It's basically just a fist fight. And he says there's bombs planted all over the place. Anakin and Ahsoka hunt down the bombs, disable them. And then they chase down Dinar and capture him. And Anakin's obviously very upset because he was a slave and he doesn't like slavers. So that's the gist of this plot. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah. I think I remember the episode after this one more.
This one is a little, like we say sometimes, it's very action heavy. The negotiating is a little bit of talking and a lot of fighting.
The negotiations were long.
That's it. Long and violent.
Yeah, a lot of punching.
But I do like the fortune cookie for this one, and it's where we are going always reflects where we came from. And that's mostly shown in the characters Dinar and, of course, Anakin.
Yeah, because he has the background of being a slave. So obviously, a situation like this is not going to make him happy.
Right. Immediately when he knows there's Zygerrians here, he gets mad and he storms off. And Obi-Wan says something to Ahsoka. He's like, he's never really talked to you about his past, has he? And she says that he only talks about it to say he's not talking about it. Which is, very indicative of how he is. He's going down a dark path in this arc, of course, but obviously we know he's going down a very dark path in the long run.
Right. This kind of makes me think about, first of all, did the Jedi think that maybe Anakin wasn't the best person to send on this particular mission?
I don't think they put that much thought into it. Or maybe in their minds, I think they probably just forget that Anakin was 9 when he came to them.
Yeah.
And he has these memories where if they found if Anakin were found as a baby, he'd be taken away and he wouldn't have even known his mother. He wouldn't have known he was a slave.
Yeah.
So I don't think that stuff crosses the Jedi Council's mind. They're just like, oh, send Anakin. Sure.
It also makes me think of Qui-Gon going to Tatooine and saying, we didn't come here to free slaves.
Right. That's just that's always the thing that people point to for good reason when the Jedi are they're supposed to be this great peacekeeping guardians of peace and justice. Mm-hmm. But, there's slavery and, Tatooine's outside of our jurisdiction. Nothing we can really do about that, I guess. And, what are you talking about?
It's almost that's just a big mess, and we don't really want to get involved, and
Yeah. Well, on a smaller scale, the Zygerrian Dinar, his past is also controlling him to a degree. He winds up fighting Obi-Wan because he wants revenge for the Jedi shutting down their slaving empire hundreds of years ago. So the Jedi, at one point, were all cool with shutting down slavery.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. But Obi-Wan basically goads him into a fight, and Dinar allows himself to do that because he is controlled by his past.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing where the fortune cookie says that where we're going is reflected by our past, but it doesn't mean your past has to control where you're going. And that's Dinar and Anakin both do that.
Yeah. And so basically you can break the cycle and not let your past control where you're going. It will always be a part of you, but like I said, you can change and not continue this behavior.
And the reason Anakin is not doing that is he won't talk about it. That's Anakin's whole thing. He can't let go of anything. So he is attached to his past. And that makes sense, but he needs to talk about it with someone.
He needs Jedi therapy.
He does.
I say it all the time. There needs to be someone, maybe Joe Costanu has a sister that...
I was going to say Joe Costanu doesn't seem like the best therapist.
No, but a nice, friendly, older woman who can be the Jedi's therapist, and
yeah, they need a secret keeper, someone that like you can go and talk to people and be like, I got secret married.
Yeah.
And the poor Jedi's secret keeper's like, oh no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, the Jedi are supposed to, you know, always be meditating and centering themselves and like having all this balance, but yeah, they don't talk about past trauma and how it can affect the Jedi as adults, especially now that they're involved in a war.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of getting into that in the High Republic too, now that I think about it. Like, the Jedi are experiencing losses like they never have before, or at least not in 800 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some Jedi who are just like, how do we handle this?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Jedi need therapy too. But that's it for this episode. It was pretty straightforward. So next time we're going to be talking about Slaves of Kadavo. That's the next episode in this arc. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch.
And as always, may the Force be with you.